Hello, AfterBuzzers. You are watching the Jane the Virgin After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Tonight we are discussing Chapter 57 with very special guest, Christina DeRosa. Tune in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, boom, 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 boom. What's good, AfterBuzzers? It's your host, Giorgi. We're doing the Jane the Virgin After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our page below. Find us on iTunes, SoundCloud. Let us know what you think. Leave us comments. Rate us 5 stars. You can find me on Twitter at Giorgi, and next to me is...
Hey everyone, I'm Nataly Tividian. You can find me everywhere at Nataly Tividian.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's Francesca. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, XOXOCESCA.
Hey. To catch all the boom, hang out with me at all things at Selly Hangout. Excellent. And then we have a very special guest, UCLA alumni.
Yes.
Christina, you are on Devious Maids, Blackish. Tell us about the couple of shows that you're on and then we can find you at.
Absolutely. You can also see me in the hilarious film Bad Moms with Mila Kunis and Christina Applegate. And right now they're working on the sequel, Christmas Bad Moms.
Hey,
It's going to be funny.
And you can find her on Twitter at
Christina DeRosa.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, ladies. Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So, Christina is one of the mean moms.
Woohoo! The mom minions. Hashtag mom minions. Yeah.
Minions. Which, I mean, you pair nicely with Petra. You guys go well together.
Yes.
The three of you when you're standing, it's perfect.
Yes, they dress us so well in that show,
They
too,
do.
don't
Yes.
they? The wardrobe is like, I know. Everything, I'm like, can I keep
talk
it?
about it? Did you get to keep it?
No.
These glam moms.
But I got to take a lot of pictures in it.
Okay, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is just as good.
I really like the wine glass too. It just went really well.
It was
with
big.
with
It was
all
a
of
big
it.
wine. A lot of people on like Facebook were like, "Is that glass bigger than you?" Well, I am piccolina, Natalia.
Yes.
I love it. So tonight a lot happens, and we had some like previous questions before this show started. One from Lisette Osgoar. She asked me what I thought about the love between Jane and Raph, and if I still feel that there's something going on there. Yes, girl.
Yes. Totally.
I sure do. So tonight's episode we start with a flashback, and it's how Jane got her voice. 18 months after Michael died, she was still in the slums, had stopped writing the book that had to do with Alba Cecilia, the whole Venezuela novel, and of course Raph, Jane's voice, as Francesca likes to say, was talking to her about how she needs to start writing again.
Yeah.
And then I like that at the same time, he then tells her about when he first started dating Abby. So that's really cool because even then you see that they have a close friendship because Jane wants to know about it.
I feel like Zen Raphael has come back and been even more the voice now.
Yes.
Now he's just like this love. You just want to like melt every time he talks.
Absolutely.
I know, right?
Christina, did you watch the show prior or?
I did, and I'm
great.
huge. I've actually, it's a really funny story. I was in acting class with Justin Baldoni years
Oh,
ago.
we love him.
Yes, and honestly, Justin is just one of those people that makes you be a better person.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
He is
He seems
married,
like
he's
that.
a father, he's a husband, he's a humanitarian. I went to his Carnival of Love this year where we volunteered, and over 3,000 volunteers fed and clothed and massaged the people of Skid Row.
Oh, wow.
And it was all because of Justin Baldoni's vision that he had over 9 years ago. And he's been doing it now for so long, and it's just, you kind of like, you up level your game when you're around Justin Baldoni.
Absolutely.
That's
you know, it's funny because he's almost unreal. When the Foch, he is. It's sometimes I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And you want to believe it, but it sometimes in Los Angeles or in this world, you get so jaded by the way that people can be. When we had him as a guest the first season, he was so inspirational. And then I remember doing, it was like, he was talking about the 30 seconds of kindness, just if you would do something nice. And I remember that Christmas, I went like to Target and bought something for like this man who I always used to walk by, and I had it like filmed it, sent it to him, and I was like, because of you, you know, he made me want to do it, and I was excited. So I agree with you. He does make you up your level.
Yes.
A little bit. Up your game. There you go.
Yes.
And spread that.
So that's cool. Great. Now, because I like how you're jumping, please feel free to talk, even if it's not with your scene or anything. Let us know how you feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about the novel, and then
Jane, the helicopter mom.
Jane, the helicopter mom, right? And Raph says, even if it's nothing, just write, you know, and
just get started. Just get the
and
ball
in writing
rolling.
classes, and writers always say, you know, that's what free write's good about. You just gotta do
like
that
you
first.
said, flex the muscle. Writing is a muscle.
Exactly.
Yeah. You just don't write, then
you lose practice. Exactly.
We say writing is rewriting too.
Yes.
It's like if you want to act, act. You want to write, write.
you have to just do it.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect. Great. So then we move to the present time, and now it's a year after he's been with Jane, and the book is finally going to be published, and she has an editor. Boom!
Bam!
Boom!
Boom! Bang!
Mr. Bombastic.
Oh my god, so like
It's so
Hella
dope.
hella dope.
Hella dope.
Hella happy ending.
Yeah. He was really funny. I loved that they
a
made this
cutie.
character, and I also liked that they shine light on the fact that she only trusts female authorities.
Right.
Yeah.
As she should.
I love that Jane the Virgin in general just has so much power to women. I don't know if you noticed in like the 2 episodes ago, we did a little shout out to Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So the creator of the show, Jenny, is just all about power to the woman.
Yes.
And
Which
so
is
that-
incredible,
yes.
and we need that, especially now.
Yes.
With everything that's going on, please let everybody know.
Yes.
Right. Come on.
And you know, I
Hey
think
now.
that's why we like Abuela so much.
Yes.
Because she is that power.
She's the voice of reason,
is.
wisdom, Alba for the MVP. Like she just
We love
I feel
her.
like every time she speaks in like her beautiful native tongue and her beautiful Spanish, like it's like melted chocolate.
Yes. Beautifully said. Yes.
It's like
listen. Yes.
I love her.
Christina, you're from New York, right?
Yes.
Yes.
New York
so
is in the
obvious?
house.
No, but you know what? I love that because you're just you're making me excited. You're so expressive and it's so beautiful. Like that's why you are where you are right now in life.
girl.
No, of
Appreciate
course. But yes, like chocolate. Perfect. Oh my god. So then we see. That's so funny. What am I saying?
You're like
Chocolate.
now you're thinking about chocolate. Now you want chocolate. Now you want it.
Yes.
Yes.
I do dark specifically. I love that dark. So then we see, yes, okay, so there's this bias,
He's the
and
worst.
also what I want to piggyback on is that not just the empowerment of women, but specifically how it's not like an exaggeration. We're not, it's just a
real.
purity also.
Yeah.
No one's doing too much or showing too much or doing this like what the trend is now. It's just a very
It's real
respectful.
strength.
It's real strength. Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And then yes, the editor. I didn't catch his name.
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Okay,
Yes.
Jeremy. Sports fanatic. I like that he stuck to his own, but you know, you should never judge a book by its cover,
Right.
Because he
That was the
seems to-
theme throughout the episode.
It absolutely was, and you know,
I mean, his office is just covered in like football.
It felt like a
Yes.
frat house.
yes, it was like a little frat room, but
an organized
I
one.
have a good feeling about him. I think this is going to be really good for
Yeah,
Jane.
I really liked the advice that he gave her. Like when they ultimately found that midpoint, it was awesome.
Exactly, especially when he said, "What was the part?" He's like, "This is just a long part of the discussion."
Conversation. Yeah.
She ends up appreciating 2 men in this episode. It was the editor and then the baby's
Aid.
aide.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
she accepted him.
yeah.
Right.
Accepting
So
it.
speaking of the aid, we all know that Mateo's going through issues, which I was in
Screamed in the beginning. What did he
I
say?
love Mateo.
Oh, I can't get enough of Mateo. Like,
Tell us about Mateo.
he's
I'm
so-
obsessed
Oh,
with him.
he's adorable. He's like the first time I was at the first table read, just hearing like everything he says. I love you, mommy. That, like, I think it was 2 episodes ago, and he was like, I love
Yes.
you, mommy. Everything he says just makes you want to like.
He just looks like such a little genius.
Yeah.
It does.
It's precious.
The
precious.
the gentleman who plays the producer, he plays a Trip on the show. He's a AfterBuzz TV host as well, and he had him on the show last week. He was saying how he was so impressed by Mateo, just like flipping through the pages, his own little thing, talking to everyone. He has his own little personality.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
It's amazing. Actually, all the kids on the show. It's kind of funny. I won't say which one, but at one of the table reads, one of the little girls, after she was done with her lines, she like took a little nap.
Aww.
And everyone was like taking pictures of her like falling asleep at the table read, but it was just like, but then they would just wake up in time to say her next line.
Oh
Really?
my god.
That's
So
hilarious.
cute.
I mean, I guess that's good because she's just a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so take it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep going. Everyone, but do it quietly. So then
too cute.
we're going through these issues, and someone had mentioned before that Matteo might have ADHD. Did you?
I think it was in the comments.
It was
the comments.
right. So did you discuss that at all last week?
No.
Okay, because I thought I didn't even think of that, which it might be a possibility, but at the same time, I think I didn't go there because I come from a family that, growing up, everyone thought that I had ADHD, but we're not really. We're not really a family that like diagnoses and does anything about it. It's just one of those things that you deal with, and there's other ways of going about it. So,
But when you're
I
in
think
a
helicopter mom would know.
I was I love the new titles that they're doing with that because
Yeah.
she's not a virgin anymore. But I feel like when you come from a Latino family though, like you gotta be loud because everyone else is loud and you gotta be hype. I don't know.
it's a personality. It's a character thing,
I
right?
feel
I
like
think it's it's a personality thing.
like
I think he's just a kid.
He's a kid.
He's
agree with
supposed
you.
to be.
he's a
full
kid
of-
and hyper. Yeah, I
So
don't.
it is what it is, and he just
Let's not
has a
jump
lot
to
of
these crazy
personality.
conclusions.
So she gets an aide. She doesn't want to go with Alex. She goes with Carly, La
La chismosa. I was gonna say the same thing, girl. Oh my goodness. Tú sabes.
La chismosa, and she seems to be nice in the beginning, but then
She's taking selfies.
Yeah.
which is amazing that Matteo said, I just wanted to say that because I knew you wanted me to like her.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart kid.
What an adorable kid. And I really loved her moment in the parking lot with Stacy, aka my girl Yvonne,
Yvonne,
Orgy.
yes.
Love her. What's it like working with her? Because
She was awesome. I got a bunch of selfies with her. We had a lot of fun. I mean, it was just constant jokes back and forth. Like every time we weren't shooting, it was just like hugs and laugh and like telling stories, and it felt like family.
Yeah.
You know, it just felt like a cool vibe.
I was so happy you say that, and I've said this every time we've had a guest on the show. Everyone who has come on the show has said that this has been like the best experience on a set. With like everyone is so accepting and welcoming, and everyone likes each other. There's no really issues.
Oh my gosh! I mean, the first table read before I even like was reoccurring on the show, I was getting called by my first name. I was getting hugs by Gina Rodriguez. I was like, this is a cast of huggers.
Yes.
I was like, yes.
Love hearing that.
I
We
know.
really love
No, it's
hearing
the
that.
truth though. Everybody, from wardrobe to makeup to like every single element of set. The guy who makes my omelet in the morning, like everyone is just so sweet.
Yeah.
That's
Such love.
so awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Guy
amazing.
who makes your omelet in the morning?
Yeah.
What?
They have great food on set.
Oh my god, it's incredible.
Catering is on point.
Yes.
I already know she's a foodie though, because she's talking about she's like,
She's
yes,
that
and,
on
every day she's
You know
like,
I look
excited.
forward to that.
Exactly. That's like every day she's just.
He knows
that's what
exactly
she
how I
wants to
like
see.
it.
I love it. So we go through Matteo, and he fortunately at the end is like all good to go, and Jane does decide to go with Alex, which Raf's face on that was awesome because he was so happy about it.
And that makes you so happy.
It does. It was so cute. And then we see, isn't it adorable? Petra's daughters, when they're like, let's go give Matteo a hug. I'm so happy that that they have that love. It's so important for them to be raised that way and to have that.
And they are the sweetest little girls. I mean, on set,
They look like
they
it.
honestly behave when they're not on set. Like, they're not messing around. They're not joking around. Like, they are just good girls.
Nice.
So they are really twins. It's
Yeah.
not like a Mary Kate Ashley Olsen playing one at a time thing.
They're twins.
Yeah,
They're
they're twins.
adorable.
Nice.
It's amazing. Okay, and then another issue that we have here is with Rogelio trying to get out of the De La Vega factor.
$10 million. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. Did you think that the lawyer was going to be good?
No.
Well, not when he
I
played
don't want to judge a book by its cover,
the Jaguar noise after everything that he talked about.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, great.
but
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
So that, and then that had to do, he had to bring in Bruce and Xiomara, which
was
So
weird.
So
Like
weird.
Bruce,
But I
okay.
mean, isn't all of it really weird?
Es una telenovela.
Yeah.
I just feel like Bruce mediating is like, okay, like my ex, well, my current boyfriend mediating where me and my ex are, that I have a child. Like, it's just, I don't know.
But he's
yeah.
so likable. Like,
He
yeah,
is.
Bruce or Jaime?
Bruce.
Yeah. Well, I mean both, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce is really like,
And
well, it's
he's
funny
really
because they made
sweet.
us really not like him in the beginning. We're like,
Yeah.
who are you? Why are you back? You know,
Right, but now
I
he has
really like him now.
ask for days in the kitchen.
yes,
Yes.
that was so great.
But they gave
They're
him a good
talking about it.
arc.
que no me estoy acostumbrada de tener un hombre en la cocina. Alba, she was so cute. I was like, yes. So she's like, but I love it.
Yes.
I like that he's being everything that we didn't think he was gonna be.
Right.
Because Xiomara really needs something solid
Stable.
like that. And I think it's cute. He's putting his feelings aside for Rogelio to make this work for Xiomara because, well, he wants to propose to her.
Yeah.
But I also, it's bigger than the proposal in the sense of I really love his words. Like, they were really wise words. Like, it's about her happiness. Like, he's and I think, in my opinion, that's what marriage is about. Marriage isn't about what you can get, it's what you can give. And how do I, what do I do to make sure that this person has their needs met in a particular way? And it's like, she's happy when her family is together.
And he says that.
And he's part, yeah, that's what I mean, those wise words. And this is what makes sense. And it was just beautiful. And man, yeah.
It's
Shout
nice
out
to see
Bruce.
that he recognizes it.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but there's like a saying that I have, like, actually 2 separate girlfriends that tell me, they're like, I want to be the second wife. Because, you know.
I've heard third. I've heard people say
what?
third. I've heard people say I want to be the third wife because it's the easiest.
Well, because apparently, yeah, isn't that horrible? They say they want to be the second wife because you've gone through all of the mistakes and you've understood and you've learned how to treat this person because of what didn't work before, and you don't want to repeat the mistakes because at the end of the day, you know, that first breakup or divorce or whatever it is terrible. It's really devastating. So I think it's funny that we see Bruce doing all of this, but I think it's because he's learned his lesson. But in addition to that, he's also an attorney, so I feel like he knows how to mediate things. Yeah, he's kind of just doing
Bruce
his job.
is also from her past.
Right.
Yeah, it's not just Rogelio. So as much as I've been pushing for Zoe and Ro and saying I want them two to be together, I see this relationship being much stronger.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe they
I don't
won't end
know.
up getting married.
Or
Or if they get married, they're gonna kill him off like they did.
Right?
Stop.
Here's my thing.
no.
I can't handle
The
that.
same way I always believed in Jane and Raph, I will always believe in Zoe and Ro. I mean, come on.
They killed him off on another show. I don't need him to get killed off on this show, too.
What are you talking about?
I'm like, no.
What do you think of?
Did you see the letter that Jenny wrote as like a love letter to Michael? Yeah.
Yes,
All over Twitter.
Francesca read it on air when we were doing this, and that was really hard for us.
Yeah.
Because we're so invested in that, and I had always talked about how, you know, I don't care about Michael, or I mean, I care about Michael, but I always wanted Jane and Raph, and then he left, and it was one of those things that you don't know what you have until you've lost it.
Right.
Yeah,
it was very hard on like every cast member. I mean, they were really affected by
Emotional,
it. Yeah, about losing the actor, about losing the person.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
of course. And Gina also posted that.
That video, yes.
I love that video.
I couldn't.
loved
Just even
it.
thinking
They
about
were
it, I'm
all
like,
crying.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was hard on everyone. I mean, you have to, and that's why they pushed it off so long. Like they originally wanted to get him off way sooner, but they fell in love with the actor so much, and they
Exactly, and how do you say goodbye to something like that? And at the end of the day, his chemistry and his friendship and what he brought to it was really good. I loved Alba's quote tonight that your love for Michael only became as strong as it did because of the
your love for Raph.
Love begets love.
Yeah.
So good. Ugh. She's just, and that's the thing too, right? Because people focus on that. Like, people want to like forget about the other loves that you've had and just focus on this is the greatest love of my life. But every experience, every door has gotten to you where you are today, and it's so important to, you know, bask in the journey and in the process. And Raphael's been part of her journey and process, and is still part of it because they have this child together.
That's so true. It reminds me, someone once told me, a man once told me, that I am the sum total of every woman I've ever made love to, and that's why I'm so good.
Wow.
And it's like, well, yeah.
Why did you
Hey now.
Okay, go. Oh my God. I would have been like,
Bring it on.
The female version of that is I had a girl once tell me when you're dating around, you're making your Franken boyfriend, and you're taking characteristics from different loves, and then you find the one that has them all.
Okay. There you go.
That's crazy. I like that the guy thing though, because I always just said that me as a person, I am the accumulation of every person I've ever met. You know, because I take something from everyone. But I never thought of it as a romantic way because I don't. You know, this guy seems experienced.
There you go.
But I can only imagine because women are so different and they have such different needs.
Right.
That's why I assume he really focused on that, and if you can really hold on to those things and provide it, I'm sure he's quite good.
Orgasmic.
A rock star.
That's so great. Sorry, she keeps getting me. Like,
Is everyone blushing now?
Yeah, we're all like, ooh.
Chocolate and orgasm. What does this Christina DeRosa bring on the show?
You don't have to only eat chocolate to be an aphrodisiac. You can just talk about it and you get.
Yeah, and you get all excited. Shout out to Sandy who says she's loving our discussion tonight.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I love it when people are hanging out with us.
Yes. Ooh, drunk Petra. We're gonna get to
Drunk
that in just a
Petra
second.
is
Yes,
hilarious.
drunk Petra.
So I want to also talk about how when she rewrote that part of her and Raph, we hadn't seen that scene in a long time.
Yeah.
The
Their
one from
memories.
the 5 years ago, like before she had met Michael and everything. That moment that she had with Raph when they shared that kiss, because we all forget that was so like incredibly like strong, and that's the reason why we got stuck on it. That's why Team Raph was born. And then they shot to the first kiss that they finally had, what we were all waiting for. Excuse me. And it was nice for him to say, man, I forgot about all of that. And her as well, excuse me, again, when she's writing, she says that, she's like, she's like reborn, and you can see how she gets excited, but that just goes to show you that she really did suppress those feelings.
Yes.
Yeah, because she
was
was
scared.
guilty.
No, but guilty, but I meant like when that initially happened, I really do think that she was just that hurt, and when you're broken like that, you really do just need to let it go and move on. So that's why I always held on to it. I was like, this is so weird because I feel like that is still there, but it's just somewhere hidden.
But her love for Michael was stronger, and that's why they got married.
No, because Raphael said he wasn't in love with her.
Right.
That's why they got married.
No.
You seem very much
clearly
Team Michael, huh?
She's very Team
That's
Michael.
good because Michael was everything, and we loved him, but
Every
We're
time
ready
she
for
has
this.
a flashback, I'm like in tears.
yeah.
I get goosebumps. I
it's
mean,
so
I
good.
was all about, yeah.
Michael's always meant to be her little guardian angel, though.
Yes.
Abby felt pretty shady this episode. She sure
Yeah.
did.
I don't think she found the card in Ralph's jacket. She was looking through his coat. Yeah, she's a sneaky little thing.
She is. That's why they haven't had any arguments and anything like that.
But they
remember
had their first argument when
They
she's
did.
being pushy about moving in together. And he was right. Like, it's not just like any other relationship. Like, oh, yeah, let's move in together. He has all these other
baby mamas.
factors, you know, Della factors in his life. You know, like, it's like, man, I got the girls, I got my baby mamas, I got Matteo, I got the hotel. Like, there's just a lot that you have to come into. She didn't take none of that into consideration.
I don't think all that matters though, because if he was falling in love, it would have been like an easy like
agree.
come
It
on
would have
in.
been. I feel like she should have recognized that, but I did the same way Petra did. You know, and they
But
know
that's
Raph
kinda-
by now.
That's kind of unfair to say that people don't have reservations, because even Jane, who was deeply in love with Michael, went through a period where she had some reservations. So it's
That's
like,
true. Like he has his guard up in for a reason.
So that's okay.
Well,
But he wouldn't, I mean, he wrote that card out, but he wouldn't have backtracked just off of what Petra said if it wasn't.
But it
what he
wasn't
really-
Petra.
It was Jane.
You find out at the end it was Jane
Exactly.
in the book.
Of course it was Jane.
well, I think that
Forever
Petra.
Jane.
I think Petra, like, brought it to light, and then he felt it and agreed with it once he read the book, and he's like, yeah, because this is not what I feel right now. He's just happy and content, and you shouldn't have to settle.
Yeah, and he said that he wants that same feeling he had with Jane again, but I hate how he says,
But
with someone
someone
else.
else.
But that's okay because.
But I'm sure he.
But that
he had
needed to be
say
said
that.
in that moment.
He had to say that.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that someone else can be the new Jane.
Right.
Doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That Jane is not the same person that she was before. And I'm sure that it would be an entirely different feeling.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the girlfriend? Like, what do you think of?
Abby?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, we
don't
were like,
trust
who
her.
is this girl?
No.
Ugh.
There's a lot of interesting, like, if you go on Twitter and you see the talk about her, like there's a lot of mixed feelings.
Well, because she seems nice, but it's, you know,
It's too perfect.
It is
way
a little,
Like too perfect, so we're all really suspicious about her.
yeah.
I do feel like the narrator was making her overly like suspicious in
Sneaky.
this episode.
There she is again.
when
There
she
she is
wasn't.
again.
When I actually really don't think. Well, besides her turning in the book, obviously, that's a big thing. But up until that point where she turned the book in, I don't think she was really bad. But
Yeah.
it was like they were pushing us to believe that she was bad. Does that make sense?
I didn't dislike her. I thought she was just like Little Miss Perfect, and Raph was like so zen. So that's exactly what he needed in his life in the moment.
I thought
is
so,
just
too.
somebody that's just cool and no drama. And
I thought that there'd be a possibility that she'd get involved in the scheme of things. However, when she was just being quiet, I thought that it was just so that we didn't get attached to her and they would be able to get rid of her quickly.
Yeah.
You know. So I thought it was that setup. I didn't think she was going to become like I didn't think she was going to do what she did.
yeah.
Speaking.
But I still don't know what was going on with Elvis.
that book.
Yeah.
I don't know whose book
Was he
is
hiding it?
We don't know whose
Scott's-
book it is.
Scott's burn book.
Yeah. So I don't know who found that, but I don't know how Raph did and why the guy was trying to put it in Petra's suite. That was really confusing. Speaking of Petra, she got drunk.
Yeah, so good.
She got drunk because
she nailed
she's
that.
trying to accept her feelings for Chuck, and of course when you start liking someone, and this is poor Petra, I mean, damn, she also can't catch a break because she has this like
I kind of wanted her
evil
not to say.
nature.
We
Me
were
neither.
yelling, don't say
He's
it.
like,
Just
girl,
keep it to
don't be
yourself."
dumb.
Yeah.
Christina, tell us about your homegirl.
I wanted to work with her and Chuck. Like, first of all, I love the actor who plays Chuck.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I think we all know.
Yeah. And he's
Girl,
so,
do it for me.
Yeah,
please.
he's so sweet in real life, and like it's really exciting when they kiss, and you just want him to kiss more.
Absolutely.
And, like, yeah, that scene where she opens up. What's that?
Does he have an accent in real life?
No,
Oh.
he doesn't, but he plays a lot of Southern roles.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. He's a very, very fun, sweet, cool guy. He's active on Twitter too. You can follow him. And he's live tweeting with the show, so he's cool.
Oh, nice.
And it's so sexy to watch them together. I just want them to like make out.
Right. Yeah. What were we gonna say about
Yeah,
the scene
we
when she
loved
opens
her.
her?
Yeah, the poker face.
That was
scene.
amazing.
That was fun.
I thought there was another woman in there.
So did I. But that just goes to show you that, again, we can't judge a book by its cover. And
Right.
that Chuck is actually quite nice.
Yes.
And I'm happy that he had that reaction about her doing that. Even though I want them to be together, I feel like he's the type of person that could kind of put her in check. But
At
it's
first
true.
I was
That
like,
was
he's
bad.
just a bad boy. He's just
Yeah.
cute. I don't think this is
No, he
gonna
just
happen.
wants to
but
like go
now
out to
I'm
lunch
like,
with her at like
yeah.
a normal hour and be in
Yeah.
public and like he
and
wants
I
a
love
normal
that.
relationship. Like,
And he's just a Southern boy. That's just how he is. He could care less, but he obviously is in hospitality. Again, you find that a lot in the South, and so he's
Yes.
providing that. He just happens to like gators. I mean, can you blame the guy? He
I'm
lives in
Team
Florida.
Chuck.
Yeah,
Team
right.
Chuck.
Ditto.
I'll join that team.
Yeah.
Me too. But let's see what happens there because now that she told him, Chuck is
Yeah.
pissed.
Why did she tell him?
I
like,
honestly,
we were
the best
yelling. We were
policy,
yelling. Don't tell
And I
him.
feel like an honest man has nothing to fear, so it's kind of good for her. Now she doesn't have anything to hide, and she can just like whatever
Be
happens
free.
from here, it doesn't matter. But it just hopefully he doesn't like
Turn
come
out.
after her.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is Chuck gonna be bad?
right, and then
Is Chuck gonna be back?
right.
Oh, or that.
Last thing that so that then Abby turns in this book and says you might want to reopen up the case. Great. So who knows who's gonna stay good and be bad and mess things up.
I think that was dumb though that she used her little greeting card because
It gives
it's
her
like
away.
why it gives her away, and so why do you have this?
Well, she doesn't care. She was upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean
It's
now
like
she's
in your
involved.
face, Raph. Yeah.
Yeah, but for someone who was with Zen Raph the whole time and then to do some wow, that was quick.
Yeah, that was
Not
really
everyone
shady.
can be nice. 100%
But you
of
see,
the
but
time.
that's why I say it's the quiet ones you got to be careful.
Right.
They know better. The loud ones
And
are
it's
just like,
and
well,
it's
we already
actually
hear everything,
good
so,
that
you know.
he did break up with her then because this is her true colors. This is who she really is. I think that sometimes a break is the best thing that happens in a relationship because in that break you get to see who people kind of really are.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and if in the break there's like this maturity and this awesomeness, then you're like, okay, then maybe this could work. You know,
But if they don't get all crazy, you're like, you know what?
yeah, no, I'm
And
good.
it's like you said, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. So that was the episode. On that note, let's talk about you, Christina DeRosa, on the show
Yeah.
tonight.
Thanks so much.
You actually actually started in musical theater.
I did.
Yes. How was that? Alongside, I saw Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman, when
Amazing.
her name was Natalie Hirschlag.
Yeah.
And now she's playing Jackie in the Jackie Kennedy movie.
Of course,
she's
that's
pregnant
crazy.
again with her second child.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And just so everyone knows, don't say break a leg because she did.
Okay,
No
tell us.
way. Oh my gosh.
And I took the expression literally and I broke my leg.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, put me in a little wheelchair and put me out of commission for a while. But it was a blessing in disguise because if I didn't break a leg, I wouldn't probably be sitting here talking to you. I would have stayed in New York. I would have continued at the Boston Conservatory, and my life would not be what it is now. So it's all meant to be, and I just see the blessing in everything.
Yeah.
So
That's incredible. So yeah, after that happened, Christina moved out to Los Angeles, went to UCLA, and got a BA in theater, film, and
television.
in television.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And then from there, you started doing your acting classes, and you've been very successful since.
Yep.
What is like the one of the shows that you're most like proud of right now, or like excited about, or what have you done that you're like this is kind of where you wanted to be? And I mean, I'm sure everything is good, but still,
yeah, I'd
do you
say
have a
right
favorite?
now, I mean, reoccurring on Jane the Virgin is a dream come true, just to be on a show that's so hot with such people that are huggers, that are so respectful, and that just keep writing you into amazing material. So reoccurring is the dream.
Yeah.
I want to know how fun it was filming the 1900 flashback
Yes,
type piece.
the Monte
I love timepieces like that where you get to dress up and just how fun was
Absolutely.
that?
Oh my gosh. Well, the fitting was probably over an hour, which was amazing, just standing there like in different costumes and having all these women kind of like tie you up in corsets and like hold very still and try not to fall over. And it was fun because as soon as I put my costume on set, it was like, well, don't sit down because you don't really want to wrinkle it, and just stand up. Okay, so just kind of stand still and don't move a lot. And it was so much fun. It was such a blast. I mean, it really was. I love costumes. I love hair and
I was just going to say, that must have been a
wardrobe.
little reminder of
Theater.
back in the day of theater.
Yeah, exactly. It just makes you feel like I'm here to play. Like, this is my playground.
Yeah.
I'm a child and I get to play, and that's what acting is. You just get to like play in the little sandbox.
Absolutely.
So
Oh,
it's
so sweet.
it's so fun. Yeah.
Do you have any interest in singing again? Do you want to do anything in that? I mean, theater, Broadway, and shows out here.
Yeah, no, I've been singing since I left New York, but my focus now has actually been more on producing.
Oh,
I got my
nice.
first executive producer credit.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm Mr. Producer.
Yay.
So that's awesome. Thanks to Odyssey, I've been producing movies in Canada.
Oh, wow.
The first movie I produced is called Campus Caller, and it stars Victoria Pratt, and it's going to be airing on Lifetime, so that's super exciting. And I just keep building relationships with Hallmark and Mar Vista and different companies, and so producing has kind of taken a huge seat in my life. So so I'm still singing, but I'm focusing a lot on acting and producing right now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you is there something else that you're trying to do, or now is producing just the newest thing and you're focusing on that?
Producing is definitely the newest thing. I mean, I have big dreams. I would love to play Judy Garland in the next biopic called Get Happy that the Weinstein Company is doing, and I'd love to incorporate more of my singing in my acting.
Right.
So I'd love to just book more movies where I sing in the movie, like a biopic, like a remake of Guys and Dolls, playing Adelaide in Guys and Dolls, or something to that effect. So I'm really incorporating it all.
Nice.
Maybe even be a producer on that movie as well.
Hey.
There you go. Wearing 3 hats.
Were you able to talk to Jenny or like to people about Jane the Virgin of being involved behind the scenes?
Yeah.
I know that sometimes they do guest like producers and like on every show. Is that would you want?
What's so cool about being in Jane the Virgin is that they invite everyone to the table reads. So at the table reads, you're sitting there with Jenny, the creator of the show. You're sitting there with every single writer on the writing team. They're all there. Every producer shows up. Even the narrator, he might not be in the room at the table read in the Manhattan Beach Studios, but he'll be on. He'll Skype him in. Yeah. So I mean, and there was one time where Justin was sick. Justin Baldoni was sick at home, so he was Skyped in, and we saw him like in his little bedroom with like tissues, and it was like just makes you feel so connected.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, every single person that has, whether they have a one line or whether they're a series regular or the writer or the producer, they're all at the table reads. So it's kind of like the table reads feel like this amazing opportunity to just meet everyone, people that you might not have a scene with, but you want to get to know. You hang out at the table reads. You grab some grub together at the table read, break bread together, and eat together, and act out the show. It's just amazing. So that's what I really do love that, because a lot of TV shows you'll be on the show, but you won't even be invited to the table read.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that inclusivity is not very common.
I'm sorry.
That whole inclusivity with like
Yeah.
everyone being included. It's
Exactly.
not very common.
Exactly. I've been on a lot of TV shows where you're not invited to the table read.
I want to say that
Just the
shows
people
though
in your
sometimes on screen. You
Yeah.
know, just
Yes.
everyone's
'Cause you
dynamic
see
and
the
chemistry together.
chemistry, right?
Absolutely, it helps, and it's not so new, and it just I think that's even though Jane the Virgin is a telenovela. You forget. You're just like, it's just a good show.
Yeah.
And crazy life.
And it moves so quickly. The
Yeah.
editing is what like
Yeah.
always gets me. I'm like, boom, boom. Like she says this line and it ends in the next scene, and like, boom, boom, boom. It just keeps going. It's so fast paced. They get so much in such a short amount of time. It's amazing.
So is it common that like in other things that you've booked, you just book it and then you're just expected to just show up and just kind of get in front of the camera?
Absolutely. In fact, nowadays more than ever, you may book something through a tape. So you're in LA, you know, working with an actor off camera, and you send a tape, maybe a 2-minute tape, and then from there you're flying out of town to do Devious Maids in Atlanta or shoot Bad Moms in New Orleans. And a lot of my experiences of opportunities that I booked have been through tapes.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, don't meet anyone until you're on set with hello, Christina Applegate.
Amazing.
How you doing?
You're like, no.
Yeah, like this or like this, exactly.
I did the panel for Devious Maids, so I recognize you. I remember your scene. You were a caterer
Aw.
for
Yes,
the what were they? Was it for the wedding?
it was, and
Yeah.
I was the other woman.
You were the ex-wife.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask, how was that similar working? Because that was obviously a more. It was also a Latin-dominated female cast.
Yes.
Were there any similarities or differences? And I was gonna ask about the table reads, but you said you booked it via.
Yeah, I
Submission.
didn't get to attend a table read, but
No.
being on set with Susan Lucci and Judy, oh my gosh! What I love about Judy is. You could always tell when she gets like more sassy because her hips kind of swivel. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed that. Like if you watch a lot of her acting, she does this like hip swivel thing, and you just see it from like afar as she's walking into the scene with you. It's really cool. It's like her like really getting into the character.
Speaking of sassy, that's a quote of yours, or one that I think you like. Sassy is not a attitude; it's a lifestyle. Or
It's a way of life. For
It's
me.
a way of life for you.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it just is who I am. Look at
Yeah.
me. Sitting here in a red
The lady
dress.
in red.
Lady in red, exactly.
And I love that purse. Oh my God, it's so
Oh, thank
cute.
you.
Ugh.
It's a Timmy Woods
it's adorable.
purse. Timmy Woods designed all the bags from the Sex and the City movie.
Yes.
The little cupcake bag and the Eiffel Tower bag.
Amazing.
So,
Look
yeah.
at that.
So we're gonna expect to see you on the next Bad Moms
Yeah.
for the Christmas sequel.
Yeah.
Anything else that we should be looking out
More
for?
Jane the
More Jane the
Virgin.
Virgin.
Yay.
Great. Well, Christina, thank you so much for
Yes,
thank
coming
you,
it's
in
been
ladies.
such a pleasure.
And do you have any words of wisdom for us, for actors out there in the world?
Yeah.
You seem so involved in all parts of it.
I am. I love being an advocate for actors. My advice to actors is there is no box. Don't think outside the box. There is no box. And the rule of 7, which means that just like in marketing, like those Bed Bath & Beyond cards that you keep getting in the mail, you keep going there because you keep getting those blue cards, right? So someone has to actually see you or hear from you or receive an email from you or a phone call or a text message 7 times before they call you in. So don't just send one headshot to one casting director and expect to get in the room for their next audition. 7 touches.
Wonderful.
Keep going.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Okay, ladies, where can they find you on social media?
Wait, I was gonna say, how do you know when is 7 being too pushy?
Well, wait, now mom advice. We're gonna
Now that we're here.
That's okay. So let's say you send one something in the mail is 1, and then you send an email is number 2, and then you send something else for number 3. Maybe it's a tweet, maybe it's something via social media, and then you get what you wanted, whether that's an interview or an audition, or then you're done. You don't need to do 7.
Right.
But usually the rule is 7. So usually you have to do it 7 times. That's the rule. A lot of times it happens before that.
So instead
then
of
stop.
Right. So instead
after
of
7,
third
do
time,
That's enough.
instead
Basta.
of third time's the charm, 7th time is the charm.
Number of
8 is stalking.
7 is well, 7 is the number of completions.
Yeah. Well,
right.
perfect. And on
And
that
on that
You know, tú sabes que yo tengo que hacer eso.
where can they find you on social media?
Hey guys, hang out with me on all things in social media at Selly Hangout, and you can hang out with me on the 6th on Wednesday nights right here at AfterBuzz TV.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at XOXOCESCA. You.
And you can find me everywhere at Nataly Tividian, Nataly with the Y.
And Christina, where can they find you?
Twitter at Christina DeRosa and Instagram at actress Christina DeRosa.
Excellent. Thank you again so much
Yes,
for coming.
thank
Thank
you.
you all for joining us on our after show. You can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi. We will see you on March 20th. Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Oh, buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.